From Manila to the globe, this is World Newsfeed, bringing you the biggest stories shaping our times. Good morning, I'm Monique Tuzon. Let's dive into the headlines making an impact across the world. We begin with the growing outrage over the anti-Puerto Rican remarks at Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally in New York days ago. During that event, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe called the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage, a statement condemned by Democrats, celebrities, and even some Republicans as offensive and derogatory. U.S. President Joe Biden has joined the fray. Biden took a swipe at Hinchcliffe during a visit to Maryland, where he unveiled a multi-billion-dollar plan to boost America's port infrastructure.
That's why today I'm proud to announce we're delivering $3 billion in funding from my Inflation Reduction Act to help clean up and modernize ports in 27 different states and territories, from Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and beyond, including, yes, Puerto Rico. I'd like to take that guy for a swim out there. Anyway. Stenny's looking at me, don't get going, Joe. Don't get going, Joe. Slow up.
The Trump campaign has tried to distance itself from the Tony Hinchcliffe controversy. And as the backlash spread like wildfire, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump headed to Pennsylvania for a roundtable. While many Puerto Rican voters in the swing state are furious about Hinchcliffe's remarks, many others remain supportive of Trump.
Mr. President, I just wanted to tell you that I moved here in 1981 from Puerto Rico, and I want you to know that Puerto Rico stands behind you, and Puerto Rico loves you.
But I think no president's done more for Puerto Rico than I have. So thank you. That's really nice of you to say. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor.
The White House race is expected to go down the wire as Trump and his Democratic rival, Vice President Kamala Harris, are still neck and neck in opinion polls with just days before the November 5 elections.
And this is an election that's really a choice between whether or not we'll have 4 more years of total failure. This has been the worst 4 years I've ever seen. Gross incompetence, but total failure, disaster under Kamala Harris.
Now on to the Democratic side, as the Harris campaign will debut a political ad on the iconic Las Vegas Sphere this week. While not yet live, a video of the ad, which is set to Beyonce's song Freedom, has already been posted on social media. Nevada is one of 7 battleground states in the presidential elections and could play a pivotal role in the outcome. The Sphere cost $2.3 billion to build and officially opened in September last year. Now let's head to Washington, D.C., where tens of thousands turned out to hear a major speech from Kamala Harris. And the vice president did not disappoint them. She told the crowd the November 5 election is a choice between freedom and chaos.
Thank you, everyone. So listen, 1 week from today, you will have the chance to make a decision that directly impacts your life, the life of your family, and the future of this country we love. And it will probably be the most important vote you ever cast. And this election is more than just a choice between 2 parties and 2 different candidates. It is a choice about whether we have a country rooted in freedom for every American or ruled by chaos and division.
It's just a week to go before the U.S. presidential elections, and hundreds of thousands of ballots from the early voting are flooding into ballot processing centers across America. In Los Angeles, poll officials are on alert as vote counting is underway.
There's a narrative around the country about the security of the elections process, and we want to be sure that voters have the confidence that we have a process that's going to protect both them, our staff, and also their ballots in this process.
The latest now on the war in Ukraine, as the U.S. confirms North Korea is already aiding the Russian invasion. The Pentagon says a small number of North Korean troops are already in Kursk, and more are on their way to the region, while several others are training in Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022.
We believe that the DPRK has sent approximately 10,000 soldiers in total to train in eastern Russia, and that these troops will probably augment Russian forces near Ukraine over the next several weeks. We remain concerned that Russia intends to use these soldiers in combat or to support combat operations against Ukrainian forces in Kursk.
In the meantime, U.S. President Biden is concerned about North Korea's involvement in the war in Ukraine. He also says Ukraine should strike back if North Korean troops crossed into its territory and joined Russia's offensive. Coming up, we'll give you an update on the ICC's investigation on the bloody war on drugs here in the Philippines. This is World Newsfeed on BNC. We're back. You're still on World Newsfeed. The International Criminal Court is close to wrapping up its probe into the Philippines' bloody war on drugs under the Duterte administration. That's according to ICC Assistant Counsel Cristina Conti. She tells BNC's Agenda the ICC has been monitoring the congressional hearings on the Duterte drug war and could use the former president's own testimony at the Senate. At the Senate inquiry, Duterte took responsibility for the drug war killings.
Patapos na, padulo na. Ako nakikita ko nga ang relevance itong mga ongoing investigations. Opportunity ito para magkaroon pa ng dagdag ebidensya. Kaya napaisip din ako na baka yung ICC gusto na sanang tapusin o gusto na sanang i-wrap up. Pero dahil nagkaroon ng pagbukas dito sa Pilipinas ng mga investigasyon, baka sabi, teka. O, minomonitor talaga nila. Trabaho nila ito.
Spain dealing with bad weather. A cold front is dumping torrential rains in parts of the country, prompting authorities to advise citizens to stay home and avoid all non-essential travel. The rains have caused flooding in several towns in the south and east. Local emergency services and military units are on standby for possible rescue operations. Now, extreme weather events are becoming more frequent due to climate change, which is why at least 20 countries at the UN Biodiversity Summit in Cambodia have formed a coalition to seek peace with nature. The coalition is open to more nations joining to achieve the goal. Leaders have warned the rapid destruction of the environment risks humanity's extinction. The summit aims to change that, as humans have been blamed for habitat loss, climate change, pollution, and other activities that destroy biodiversity. Now heading to Argentina, where rescuers are racing against time to find survivors in a hotel that collapsed early Tuesday morning. At least one person has been confirmed dead, while several others are believed to be trapped beneath the rubble. The cause of the collapse of the 10-story building has not yet been disclosed, but authorities say 4 people linked to its construction have already been arrested. The founder and CEO of David Salon, David Charlton, passes away. His death was announced on the Facebook page of the popular beauty salon chain. Born in England in 1955, Charlton moved to the Philippines in 1978. He established David's Salon in 1989 with the aim of providing high-quality hairdressing at affordable prices. Today, the salon chain boasts over 200 branches nationwide. Charlton's work has created jobs for thousands and contributed to the growth of the local beauty market. Up next on World Newsfeed, we'll take a look at the Day of the Dead preparations in New York's Times Square. Keep it here on BNC. Welcome back. This is World Newsfeed on BNC. Urgent work is underway to save Sweden's unique 17th century warship from degrading. The warship Vasa sank off Stockholm during its maiden voyage in 1628 before being salvaged in 1961. It's a key tourist attraction in the Swedish capital, where it has been housed in its own museum along with artifacts recovered from the wreck. European scientists have developed an AI algorithm capable of interpreting a pig sound. This aims to create a tool that can help farmers improve animal welfare. Here's the full story.
Do these pigs sound happy or sad? European scientists have developed an artificial intelligence algorithm capable of finding out. Their goal is to create a tool that can decode pigs' calls and update farmers on their well-being. Researchers say once fully developed, it could also be used to label farms and help consumers make informed choices. The AI algorithm was developed from thousands of pig recordings taken in different settings. What noises do they make when they play? How about when pigs are isolated or in competition for food?
Then we started by combining all the recordings we had.
Elodie Mandel-Briefer is a behavioral biologist at the University of Copenhagen and co-lead of the study.
So we had this huge database of calls that are produced in specific emotions, specific contexts by many different pigs and kinds of pigs and ages. And then we developed AI, so artificial intelligence that could tell us be trained to tell us if the calls that we recorded were emotionally positive or negative.
They found that short grunts typically indicate positive emotions, while long grunts often signal discomfort. High-frequency sounds like screams or squeals usually mean the pig is stressed. For instance, when they are in pain, fight, or are separated from each other. The study of animal emotions is a relatively new field. It recognizes the mental health of livestock as vital to their overall well-being. Most current animal welfare strategies focus on physical health and use systems that monitor these aspects for farmers. Mandel-Briefer says she began working on the project in 2016.
Now with the explosions of AI methods, it actually becomes more and more easy to do these things. We made a lot of progress in our team.
The algorithm demonstrated that pigs kept in outdoor, free-range, or organic farms with the ability to roam and dig produced fewer stress calls than conventionally raised pigs. Mandel-Briefer says the technology could be developed into an app for farmers to enhance their animals' welfare. And the researchers say the information could one day be used by consumers to make informed choices. With enough data, Mandel-Briefer says the method could also potentially be applied to understand the emotions of other mammals.
And before we go, anticipation for the Day of the Dead heats up in New York's Times Square. 3 new sculptures have been installed there for the annual holiday when, according to tradition, the dead return to Earth to visit their loved ones.
I lost my daughter 9 years ago, so I have a big shrine for her and everything. But it's so beautiful to have this, and then I'll be able to. I like that Dia de los Muertos, and then they say you have to have pictures of your loved ones, and if you don't, their spirit's not, free. So, but yeah, I think they're beautiful. I just realized them right now, so I took some pictures, and yeah. see how it goes out.
We're from Spain. We've been 1 week here, and yesterday they put these statues here, and it's from the Dia of Muertos, a Mexican culture.
And we went here to visit New York. And we take photos with because it's beautiful statues.
And that's all for now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Monique Tuzon. Catch up with us again tomorrow at 10 when we bring you the world in 30 minutes only on World Newsfeed. Follow the Money Comes Next. Keep it here on BNC.